Welcome back to Daytime. We always talk about how education is so important, and I was lucky enough to do a lot of my education overseas, so I got a fairly global background, but not everyone is lucky enough to have that, and that's why it's so great. We're going to talk about how Appleby College has just started a new program this past year where it's actually a college diploma in global leadership. So really helping out to figure out all about globalization and making sure that we have leaders of the future who are very global. And we have Rob McGinnis, who's the assistant head of school, as well as a student, Alyssa Jawani, who is graduating this year, to talk a little bit about their experiences with the program. Thank you for joining us. So why don't we just start off with what the actual program is about for those who are maybe interested.
Absolutely, Brittany. Thanks for having us
No
today.
problem.
It's a pleasure to talk about this. So yeah, this is a new program for Appleby College. We've been developing it for a couple of years. It's a supplemental enriched diploma for our students to help develop some global competencies. There are a number of aspects that come into it. So there are academic portions, study of new languages, integration of global perspectives into their senior subjects, as well as some real experiential-based programs. So our students are involved in adventure activities, they're involved in local service learning within the local community, but then they're also integrated into an international service program, and accompanying that, further learnings that make sure that they're examining what they're doing and making sure that it helps to inform their education. At the end of it all, they put together a global action plan, which then talks about how they'll take all of those learnings that they've gained through our program to help inform what they're going to do with their future careers as well.
Wow, that's so incredible. So why do you think it is so important to have these kinds of programs in our schools today?
Well, for one, I feel like this diploma specifically, it gives us like an alternate diploma to show us, like, to give us that, oh wow, we've done something more than just the Ontario requirements. And then like all the things that we've done, taken all of our high school, all the things that we've done and put it all into one thing, and it just shows all of our achievements, and it's like a sense of accomplishment on top of just graduating with an Ontario diploma.
And in addition to that, it's about the skills and capacities that are being built by our students as they're going through the program. So a real sense of understanding what it means to engage in intercultural interactions, preparation to be able to adapt in a changing career environment, and really be able to be meaningful players and meaningful leaders who are responsible and are going to engage and make a real difference in a global environment.
Now, do you think there are a lot of students out there and just individuals generally in our community who don't really understand how global our world has really become, especially I think with the financial crisis that's just recently happened? It really showed how everyone was connected in that kind of a situation.
I think you're absolutely right, Brittany. And so what we have tried to do with the diploma is ensure that it's not a focused program that's only going to have a few select students progressing through, but really it's for students who are interested in progressing into any career path. So it looks at all subjects and ensures that there's rich interactions within the classroom to really examine globally the effect of whatever subject area they are going to be pursuing.
Right, exactly. So you have become one of the first schools to actually join as a member of Round Square. Can we talk a little bit about that maybe?
Sure thing. We've been happy to be members of this organization, Round Square, since 1992. It's an organization presently of about 80 schools worldwide, coming from all inhabited continents. And with those schools, we engage in a number of different activities, student exchanges, international conferences, international service projects as well, in addition to those that we run as a school too. And it's an organization that sort of looks at experientially based education and developing students in a broader sense, looking at internationalism, democracy, the environment, adventure, leadership, and service, and really integrating those into the school curriculum.
All together. Wow, that's wonderful. So we actually have a few pictures we're going to show our viewers of some of the experiences at your school. Let's take a look at these, and hopefully we can explain a little bit about what's going on in them. And Alyssa, I'd love to hear a little bit more about your experience as well in the school, as far as what was your favorite program? Let's start with that.
Well, I've been on 3. So I've been to Costa Rica and Thailand and Ethiopia.
Wow.
I'd have to say, well, Thailand and Ethiopia are 2 completely different projects, and
Where
that's
was this
from
one here?
Ethiopia.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was on one of our last days at the school, and this was my most recent service trip that I've been on. We were at an orphanage in Addis Ababa, which is the capital city, and we helped them build, fix up their rooms, and they were like, I don't even know how to count because there's so many of them in one room, and they would all sleep in the same rooms, and we'd take their cribs and we'd redo them and repaint them and get everything organized for them and garden for them.
Is this a house here that we're seeing, or is that in
I think that's from an alternate trip.
Yeah, that was a
That was-
Peru Service
Oh,
Project
okay.
photograph.
That's at the Lemlem school that we were at, and we painted murals for that elementary school and a nursery right across the street. So this one was more of a just a social like interaction between us, both the culture, like the Ethiopians there and us. Whereas the Thailand trip that I was on, we actually went up to a village, and it was a really small village up in it was the Karen village. That's what the people are called there, and they actually let us stay in their houses, and we built them 2 fresh water tanks at the a very high mountain somewhere high up the mountain, and we would connect pipes all the way down and for
Wow.
them to have fresh water running. And just they're amazing people because they helped us the whole way through, and they didn't just watch us do it for them. They actually carried these heavy pipes up with us, helped hoe down all the trees and terrain that we had to get through.
Now, how was that as an emotional experience for you, and what was it like coming back to a culture where a lot of people take a lot aspect for granted?
Yeah, for that one really hit me as something that like we do take things for granted here, and I came back and I was like, wow, just the shower aspect. Like that's like something that typical that many people go on trips and they come back saying that, but it's completely true because over there we didn't have any electricity, any water, and we'd go up and we go up to the very top of the hills and they'd connect a hose and that would be our shower, and it's freezing water, but like you appreciate it when you come back and you're like, wow, like we have that here.
Right, that's incredible. So if people want more information on this, if they're even interested in getting their own children in these kinds of programs, where would they go to find more information?
Great spot to check first is our Appleby College website. That's www.appleby.on.ca. And through there, you're able to access information on our global diploma and also be able to access further contact details of anyone at the school who'll be able to explain that further. Or they could get in touch with me at the school, and I'd be happy to share more information too.
Perfect. So obviously this is something that hopefully you can use in the future to become a leader. Do you think you've gotten a lot of skills out of this that you'll use in the future?
Definitely. I aim to go back to most of these places when I'm older, and this is part of the one of the credentials. So you have to build your action plan, your global action plan for the future, and all these trips have definitely put not just the trips in general and the traveling aspect, but just the service aspect of it. It wants me to go back, and when I have those useful skills, I really want to put it to use there.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show today. This sounds like an amazing program. Once again, go to appleby.on.ca for more information. We'll be right back after this.